All right, this video is going to be about stretching. The thing I like about stretching is that you can do it really anytime. If you have a TV watching habit, you can stretch while you're watching TV. If you have kids, you can stretch young kids. You can stretch while the young kids are around. They like it. It shows them good habits, gets them exercising. I saw my daughter in her room doing push-ups the other night. That was pretty cool. She's 5 years old. I'm going to focus on 5 key stretches. Obviously, there's a lot more than 5 stretches you can do, but I think the thing that's going on in our culture now is that we're sitting down a lot, we're on our devices a lot, so we need to think of our stretching and flexibility and mobility in terms of counteracting our lifestyle. So the first stretch I'm going to show is the seated V-sit. Just leaning into this, you feel this stretch back here in the back of your legs. What you're basically going to do is you're going to go to both sides, then go down the middle. Hold it for about 30 to 60 seconds. You can work into it. You know, as you get into it, you learn how to move your body and kind of get the joints in the right position, and you gain more flexibility and you gain greater body awareness. That's a big part of the stretching and flexibility. Another stretch I like is, this is going to seem goofy because it's just a little stretch, but just this tricep stretch, because we get like this. This is all part of opening up that chest. So I just pull my arm back and I'm going to feel this stretch along my tricep here. Pulling it back, and again, 30 seconds, 60 seconds of hold time. I like the tabletop stretch too. I think this is a good stretch. And I'm not saying I'm doing these exercises perfectly. Some of these things I need to work into myself. And I think I could probably improve my tabletop stretch, particularly in my spine and in opening my chest. But that's what I'm working on, opening up my chest, pushing my hips forward, getting my shoulders back in position. I'm tight there, tight from sitting. It's a good stretch. All right, so there's that one. Hip flexor stretch, also very important. Sitting down all the time. I like this, I learned this from Pavel Tsatsouline. I think he called it an oscillating hip flexor stretch, pushing it forward. Show it from the side, might be a little bit easier with the camera. Pushing my hips forward. Really working into it, getting this flexibility back. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. If you find that, work more on the tighter side and get your flexibility and your alignment in your body evened out. So if I'm counting correctly, that was 5 stretches. The other stretch I want to talk about is downward dog. Kind of a precursor to downward dog. One thing that's nice in terms of opening up your shoulders is just to do a little bit of a chair stretch with your shoulders. You work into it, try to get your shoulders back in the right position, but you're trying to open up the chest and get flexibility back to your shoulders. People are so tight in their shoulders, and this is one thing that helps, but I really like the downward dog. Come on, it's a yoga pose, for Christ's sake. Yoga's been around for thousands of years, so pretty fantastic discipline, at least the asanas are. Well, the whole thing is really, but the asanas are what most people think about when they think of yoga. But downward dog, this isn't the best spot to do it because my hands could slip out. It'd be better if I had a yoga mat down, or if I did it on like a floor where my hands had some stickiness. But pushing back into it, trying to lengthen my spine. I got a really crappy area here to do that. But you get the idea, and the basic idea is focus on these stretches. Get deeper into these stretches if you want to learn more. You're not going to learn the depth of the stretch from this video. This is an overview video. Do these 5 stretches. These are things that are going to help you open your chest, stretch your hamstrings, your hip flexors, things that get tight when you sit, things that fuck you up down the road when you get super tight and you can't move properly. You start doing these things, and I'm going to get off the camera if I do that, but you start doing these things and your body feels better, you feel better, all day long you feel better. It changes your entire life by feeling better when you move. Just 5 simple stretches. Do them while you're watching TV, do them with your kids. Some of them you can do at your desk or your place of work when no one's watching. So give those a shot. Let me know how they work.